and good morning to you.
Hello, yes, good morning.
And so far, what is Ghana Education Services assessment of the BEC examinations? Today is day 4.
Yes, let me say a very good morning to our listeners and viewers. Let me also quickly indicate that WAEC and the Ghana Education Service and the security agencies, these three bodies, of course, together with other stakeholders, we are working collaboratively in this examination, not only this BEC, but WASI and all other external examinations. Let me mention that the students who are being assessed at the moment are from Ghana Education Service. In fact, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service sits as the chair of the WAEC Council in Ghana.
Okay.
Even in Africa, WAEC in Africa, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service sits as the Vice President of the Council.
I see.
I'm indicating these things so that it doesn't look like WAEC is doing something and GE is also doing another thing. And probably we are even in conflict we are not in conflict at all. In fact, we are in bed with each other in conducting these examinations. Whenever we find any thing on the field that we believe that quickly the expertise of WAEC will be rather needed, we give it to WAEC that, somebody is maybe talking of index number. What happened here? Then WAEC will come in quickly. When they also find, their officers are on the field. When they also find something that they believe, this thing, it lies within GES more than WAEC, then they refer to us. So there is constant daily interaction between GES and WAEC in the conduct of this exam and then in the WASI as well. So let's establish that. Having said that, all monitoring that we are doing across the 2,303 centers across the country, we have observed a general sanity in all the centers, generally speaking. We have observed students conduct themselves well, invigilators, teachers, supervisors, every one of them conduct themselves to the expectations of the management of the Ghana Education Service. In fact, even before these exams, last week, we held a nationwide sensitization exercise, bringing together all stakeholders, including community leaders, because we were informed, and actually we also observed that for some of the malpractices, some of the community leaders sometimes indulge themselves in it. So we needed to bring all of them on board. In fact, chieftaincy and all other institutions relevant for the education of these children, we brought them together and ran a sensitization workshop for them. And that workshop went very well with them. So we have observed a general sanity. Of course, we have, as a human institution, also observed some pockets of incidents at some specific centers. So, for example, there have been some arrests of some invigilators who, at the moment, have been alleged to have conducted themselves in a manner one would suspect as malpractice. They have been arrested. In fact, for some of them, WAEC officials arrested them. For some of them, to GES officers, and some of them to security agencies. All put together, some of them have been arrested. Currently assisting the police with investigations. That's one. Number two, this is especially for day one, that is Monday. We observed some delay in the delivery of the examination packets at some centers. And some of the reasons were varying. Distance to the center. For some of them, I remember for one of them, they met a demonstration organized by the youth in the town about something else. But unfortunately, our delivery vehicle met that situation, and it caused a bit of a delay, but eventually we sailed through. We have also observed some areas where there are some pregnant students, and for them, of course, because of their condition, you wouldn't see and treat them as normal or regular students. So for them to conditions relevant to make them go through this examination were provided, especially at the school level, to help or support them. We have also had incidents of learners with disability who are writing this examination. For them, sometimes where possible, the duration for writing the examination may have to be extended by some minutes or some hour just to help them because of their condition. Sometimes they are a bit slow in writing. Sometimes their papers are adjusted for them. So, for example, visually impaired students had brailles supporting them, and then hearing impaired learners also having support with hearing machines and tools just to help them go through. So these are pockets of incidents that we have seen and recorded in a few of the centers. But generally, if you are taking the 2,303 centers as a whole, we should say that we have conducted the examination very well, right from the school level up to the management level.
And this year, our understanding from speaking to the PR for WAEC is that you're looking at numbers above 20 in terms of vigilators and supervisors that have been picked up for acts that they are not supposed to be engaged in, leading to cheating, among others. Is this alarming for you?
Very, very. It is. It is alarming, but it also tells that the monitoring machinery of this new leadership and administration is very commendable. We came in at a time, when I say we, I mean the management of GES, we came in at a time where almost everybody, every serious stakeholder in the sector was worried about the almost normalization of examination malpractice in the system. And you could see parents, you could see teachers, you could see civil society organizations, all of them a bit worried that malpractice seemed to meandering its way low-key into the conduct of examination. So this is the situation we came to meet. And our commitment was to stamp out malpractice because we have the mandate of the people to ensure that if a child in Ghana or from Ghana wields the certificate from WAEC, that certificate will carry credibility. That certificate will carry global relevance and competitiveness. You wouldn't want to carry a certificate from Ghana or from WAEC and you go international, you go abroad, you go to other places, and they are looking down on your certificate thinking or knowing that, as for Ghana, we cannot trust your results because it does not reflect your true competence. So we have that commitment to make sure we restore the integrity of our certificate. If that means that every single invigilator, teacher, supervisor who indulges in malpractice be arrested, so be it. So that we make sure that our certificate, and not only the certificate, the process of the examination gains that relevance and integrity we are looking for. That is the first level. Apart from the global competitiveness, we also wanted to make sure that if we pick the certificate of a child, it will be the true reflection of that child, because examination, among all other things, is also a source of data for education policy and decision making. So, if, for example, after this examination, we make sure we conduct the examination in all integrity, the performance in, say, mathematics, the performance in English language will inform policymakers that this is the weaknesses in our system, these are the strengths, this is the area to look at, and all that. And that will inform what we will tell our teachers to focus their attention on what methodology to adopt in the classroom, what teaching strategies, what assessment strategies they should be adopting in teaching the children. So examination results are a good source of data for policy and decision. And so you wouldn't want people to manipulate the results such that by the time you are done, the result doesn't really reflect the data you want. And that will also affect the quality of policy and the quality of decision that leaders will make for our children. And so we are approaching the examination in every sense of sincerity and every sense of loyalty to the state. That let us have a very, very credible examination process and outcome, so that everyone will know and appreciate that this is the state of our education system, this is the current state, and this is where we are taking it to, or we have to collectively take it to. So these are our orientations for approaching this examination. I mean, if we are just interested in the pass marks, say, oh, mathematics, this year we had 90% pass marks. Oh, English language, this year we had 95% pass marks. You know, these stories, they help the politics. They help the narrative. This year we did better than 2024. These politicizations, it helps those stories. But what about the destiny of the children? See, the number of children writing the examination is around 620,141. You see this number? It is more than 500,000. And it is not just statistics. This number is real human beings we have counted one by one. They are children, they have destiny, they have the future of the country. So we are interested in the pass marks, but we are also interested in the quality of the children we are producing. So we wish that all of them will get 100%, all of them will get the pass marks, so that we can boast that ever since the new administration came, we have done better than the old administration. We are interested in that. But we are more interested in the quality of the children and the product we produce out of our education system. So that tomorrow, if you see a medical, if you see an engineer, if you see an accountant, you can beat your chest and trust all your life in their hands, knowing that they pass through a very quality education system. So if you are sick, you can trust that doctor to heal you. If you are constructing your road or a house, you can trust that engineer that they will construct the best, because they got the best of education that our nation offered them. So we are finding a very fine balance between the quantity and the quality that we give our children.
And it is because of the same issue of destiny, their future, that most of these people or invigilators, in some time parents and teachers and schools, who create the mode for cheating, that is their justification, that we understand the implications of these exams for the students. So there's a need to help them to ensure that their destiny, their future is not ruined. And that has become the main justification. How do you respond to that?
You have helped these children for the past 9 good years, from class 1 to JHS 3. And you sincerely think that help is not enough, and that 1 hour, 2 hours that you have to leave them to independently write the examination, you still want to go in and criminally help them, we will arrest you. You will lose your job. You are not the character Ghana Education Service is looking for. You are not the character we can trust the destiny of our children in your hands. So we don't believe that support in the examination room is good and genuine. We think that the 9 good years you have taught the child, taking them through the notebooks, taking them through the syllabus, taking them through the curriculum. Those 9 years that you have conducted assessment, almost every term, you assess your children and you help them, you support them to read, to learn, and all that. If you think that those 9 years are not good enough to prepare these learners or students for the 1 hour and 2 hour examination, and that you are going to solve some of the questions in the bush and send it to them on WhatsApp, or you go inside the examination room and read out the answers to them to write, that is criminal. That is not acceptable. GES considers that as very, very unprofessional. And when you are caught, like your colleagues who have been caught, you are going to be processed in court. And if you are found guilty, you will be jailed and you will lose your job too.
Two things. First one, and then I'll conclude with a question that my colleague was asking about the timetable. But the first one has to do with those who have complained about the kind of pressure that you're putting on the children, because they're considering that if you have to write two examination papers in a day. It's a little too much. Even at the university level, you don't put this kind of pressure on adults. Why are you putting so much pressure on the children? At the secondary level, it's a different treatment altogether. Have you considered looking at least one paper per day?
Let me mention that all these concerns are considered as feedback. Education is totally built with stakeholders, media, parents, children, the students themselves, teachers, teacher unions, the chieftaincy, and all. So if a stakeholder believes that the existing structure should be reconsidered and relooked at, why not? Especially if their proposal makes a superior argument over the existing structure. In education, you don't just, and of course, I believe every national policy, I don't think you just throw out an opinion and think that it is picked and run with. I believe you would agree with me that if you have a proposal or an alternative view, a counter view over what is currently existing, you may want that argument to run superior over what exists. What I have observed is the quick comparison between the basic school level and then the senior high school, even the tertiary, where people argue, or some persons argue, that, senior high school, they write one a day. In fact, sometimes they have some days in between papers for them to rest or write. I tell you that at the senior high school level, from the day that you hear WASI has started, every day there's a paper. Every day there's a paper. The reason you don't find all the students writing all papers at the same time is that the dynamics at the secondary school is such that we have different programs: general arts, business, general science, and several technical, vocational, all of them. All of them have different dates that they write. That is one. Number two, for all of them, the only thing they write in common are the core subjects, the 4 core subjects. They have elective subjects that different students write at different times. Even for the same general arts, different classes have different electives that they write. So it is by the nature of the programs run at the senior high school that you don't find all the students sitting all the papers at the same time. The reason is that if somebody is, for example, pursuing elective maths, it is not all the students who are pursuing elective maths. So on the day for elective maths, only elective maths students will show up. On the day for literature, history, on the day for biology, the students pursuing that course or that subject across the country will sit for the exam. But when it comes to the core subject, all of them will sit. At the basic level, all the subjects they are doing are core. Of course, even though we have the 4 core subjects and then the remaining ones, but even for the remaining ones, all the students are writing all the same subject, except for Arabic and for French. And then I think for some of the Ghanaian language, today they are writing Ghanaian language. Different areas, for example, we have Fante, we have P, we have the various Zema, Evergan, and the various languages. Those are the disparities. But other than that, our students are writing the same subject.
Okay.
So if you bring in the WASI dynamics or the university dynamics, university to the same thing. The day you hear that they have started the exams, from that day to the last paper that is written, every day there is a paper to be written. Just that if it is not your elective to write, you don't show up to write. That's the only difference.
Okay.
Now, with the question on one paper a day, with the belief that it becomes some form of respite for the students, as I said, I consider that as a feedback from stakeholders, which I believe with time, policymakers, management, decision makers may consider that, especially vis-a-vis the current system which is run. So let's look at it from the angle of being a feedback that stakeholders or some stakeholders have shared with management.
Okay.
Yeah.
SM, your question again. You're talking about a timetable that's available.
This 2026, 2027, no, more the calendar, academic calendar number for basic school.
Yes, we brought it out yesterday.
Okay.
And the logic, the thinking is that, when timelines are given beforehand, it helps a lot of people plan. Our students, our teachers, civil society organizations, researchers, even the tertiary level. Sometimes when they are looking at their timetable, academic calendar, they may want to see how or when basic schools are on vacation, because some of the programs, they run on sandwich basis, and so it is only when schools are on vacation that teachers go for certain programs and all that. And so if you are able to release your timetable beforehand, it helps all the stakeholders to be able to plan their times, plan their activities. Those who may have to even get some raw materials that will help with their teaching, those who may have to improvise materials to help their teaching, they are able to plan generally around it. So for us as a new administration, we believe that gone are the days when, even on the day of vacation, teachers didn't know when reopening will be. Teachers could not plan. You're on vacation, you are in the house. The next time you hear, you are to resume school. You didn't have the timetable, you couldn't plan anything. We believe that it was a gap in the system, and we needed to fill that gap of making sure our timetables are released way beforehand. In fact, we even gave the time frame for next year's BC, which is 5th of May to 12th of May. And so students who are in JHS 2 at the moment as we speak can now anticipate when their BC will be written and how they should structure their learning, their studies to suit that. Apart from that, you asked that, can we consider one paper a day, or can we consider spreading the papers for our junior high school? In fact, part of that feedback fed into next year's timetable, because if you look at next year, they are starting on Wednesday. So the thinking is that Wednesday they will write, Thursday they will write, Friday they will write. Then they will have the weekend as a break to refresh, to reflect, rethink a few things, maybe possible revise a few things before they come back the next week to continue with the papers. So partly the feedback is already working, but of course, as a national policy, you wouldn't expect a very, very aggressive, unstructured, unplanned intervention. You would expect that some of these policies are rolled out quite gradually, and you would want to assess the system, assess the situation to see if we started this way, how would it be, how would it go, what restructuring do we need to make to improve the quality of examination, administration, and all that.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Daniel, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
All right, thank you.
Daniel Fenyi speaks for the Ghana Education Service. A big thank you to him. We need to take a quick break. We'll be back to conclude the show.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in many Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Yeah,
Minya, baby, obeto asasi. Ufie, ubetenem. Anase, adensi uniam. And I dadri ana. Enye, na me kamfo Heart Builders Real Estate. Ediamau. Heart Builders Real Estate. Nyuma pa. Wanu mi yidibini. Wanu motontong insasi adensi uniama. Enafi. Edaya. Wanu masi dada. Afi. So pese. Yesu dain sumawa. Yebesini kama. Ediamau. Wanu musansu ye architectural drawing. Land survey. Biofuel digester. Minya. Seninsu. Ne wunu se. Heart Builders Real Estate. Yensasi ni bi ewo. Shine Hills. Ningo Prampra, Hey Kwame, Anes, Enafi, Dawa, Minia, and Niji Semini say, so 25,000. Equa, who to me and Sassy be ato, say a year half plot, full plot, Anna, Ekesa, you bet Chubby at the Amawo, Heart Builders Real Estate, Ewo installment plan, Edimo Bibia, one more Busumi Miensa, Educo Pim a flip bako, say, Fit Trio Kenyana, Kayona Shanusu say, Yansasana, Langa, the same piano, Minia, if you're that, enemy the Bia, your tunes are from say, Bra, no fool Nico Shasas and the Pieta, Afi, Chichia Quine, Ewo a shaman, any old Mandela Park, no, Anna, Kaketo, Divisional Police Headquarters, any dish anymore, Fraying, Ewa Humaiso, 0241 66 5200, Anna 0540 22 6276, and Afi 0256 06 4491.
I've been so cool. Well, Mabel Restaurant and 2 a.m. sounds. Now, first in Mabel's Pub. When Nungwala Tade Saints or Nautical Quantum Poniso. And Tijumedi beer with your Benya Gun and Yane. And in Nigeria, for any be at his jollof rice, plain rice, Bankuni tilapia, Mabrami pizza, Eba, any agushi in Kuobi, okra soup, bitter leaf stew, and a fufrobe braid. So we a year oji our dear Oto Bedin. And now post Woody Jumediana here in Niane Papano. Pomadina for any Mabel Restaurant and Mabel's Pub. Yeah, free delivery. Kishomachira Kwai Ewa Nungwa C5 Junction and in Nungwa Latter-day Saints. For Omo Ewa 0244 052012 and I say 0270 258028. Mabel's Restaurant and Mabel's Pub in Niane Penina Himfi.
Yo, I was here, Yakwaba. Na yanto jumedi so na yonka boy mfa to so. We fi Dr. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo ho. Political advisor to the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Na openi chese neja afrimu. Na nyankopon adoma ne na wotweda no ochena. Enti oton sade afro bibia we no 1 week of a year observation. Openi Edward Kwabena Ofosu Ampofo. Openi enyemfrinhia eduokron emiensa 93 years. Tinyankopon adoma ochena ewo eye chebi asikam eho ena ne na wotweda no ebetimi aideben akoso ewo. Enti adofo nyina nko na monkoboa eye Dr. Samofoso Ampofo na ne papa na wotweda no wonhwe na wonye ne fefefe. Asena busua pani Kofi Abuasu. Oba pani amasewa ohene yire Georgina Adepa Kunadu Kusi, Mrs. Rose Hamilton, Mr. Kofi Ousu Hene, a.k.a. Kofi Capito, Any abusuafo nkae ese yemfo yaw ene awrehwe ense Ghanafo yi se womo dehye womo ade nyina oba panyin comfort afia se wa sare wada ne benkum so maami enya mfinhia aduoson enwotwe 78 years abusuan hyiaye no na yi ho hyehye no sei enomaye no abusuan chese amunu womekofa ede afiri mochire ho ede akọ baabia na ote se de be ya akwasibro ni se private viewing ebekoso wo china eye mebuso ne de toso nwotwe anwumre nonson ekopim nondu afei womo ebetinu ede betum pom kakra ano no ebe memeneda na ese mebuso ne de toso nkron ano sufiti andopa na nwotwe ekopim eye nondu ai womo ekopene krabre wi a abusuan behia na afei womo anum sikasa final funeral right no so bekoso Saturday na eye mebuso ne de toso nkron eno nso no awia don koro kopim anwumre nonsia Amampe School Park abusuan James bia pese oba na obebo omo a wahofade no se ye kokko anase tuntum kwasieda mebuso ne de toso edu kotonim abosome no abusuan chese ade anase asori Thanksgiving service so ebekoso Amampe Methodist Church anopa no nwotwe ekopim nondu ebaako womu wie a abusuan besan akotrans biu na omanu sikasa Amampe School Park wa eye awia don koro na ese womu ayede ben womu atrans eno so pese oba na obebo omo a ahofade no tuntum na afeso no eye fita eye oba pani comfort afia se wa sare eja ma Miss Eugenia Jackson Kofi nana edodo na efre no eye na natural afi kankan buadu eye Mr. Yao ejumfo buadu wapko Mr. Paul Ochre afi opini eye Yaobafo general manager Shoprite kwesi educhum kufuo CEO prime group of companies abusuan chem se de ayo hoi Ghana fo munim se akwa nkogya no mumra na momeboa wom se de be omdehye oba panyin comfort afia se wa sare onye mfinhia aduoson nwotwe no ombetimi apene krabre.
And our condolences, of course, to Nanachiro.
Natural.
Yes. This is Eugenia Kofi. Condolences to you. A couple of people to wish a happy birthday to you. I realize there's a birthday of a few people. Happy birthday to Madame Joyce Osei Tutu. Today is your birthday. Also, happy birthday to Nabil Ahmed Rufai. Nabil is a big man. So Nabil, a happy birthday to you. He's a journalist like us. I haven't seen him in action in quite a while. Today is also the birthday of Adam Ligby. Adam Ligby was on our show sometime. I can remember when we were talking about the cultivation of weed. And the granting of licenses and everything. Yes, that man's birthday is today.
Oh, okay. And that's yes. Honorable Joanna Jan Kujo.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw that too.
I'm in Central.
Yes. So,
Madam, honorable birthday.
A happy birthday. And if Facebook is to believe, today will also be the birthday of Honorable Baba Jama.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Honorable Baba Jama.
Former ambassador too.
Who is a member of parliament what's the constituency?
Baba Jama already.
See, I forgot. Is that also Easter?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Happy birthday to Honorable Baba Jama. Honorable Baba Jama. If Facebook is to believe, they say today is your birthday. No, we talk. But today is the birthday of a very good friend of mine. We went to the African University College of Communications together. Her name is Abigail Ano. Last time I checked, she was at the Ghanaian Times. Abby, happy birthday to you. Once again, a happy birthday to Nabil Ahmed Rufai. You never forget many people. We used to hustle and write together, reporters. You know those people you never forget. Yes. Underground people, grassroots of journalism. Happy birthday to you, Nabil Ahmed Rufai. Well, that concludes our show for today. Up next, it's Thursday morning, time for throwback. And the best person to throw you back is DJ Abega on the mid-morning show. Stay tuned.